Chef Carol, and I live a keto-friendly lifestyle. There are times when I'm sure, like me, you miss some of the things that we used to eat before keto. So I was looking through a magazine and I found a recipe called Best Ever Chocolate Chip Cookies. I decided to take this recipe and use our keto ingredients to see if I could get the same satisfactory results by substituting almond flour for all-purpose flour, the sweeteners for the keto-friendly sweeteners, and I'll let you know at the end of this video whether or not I was successful. Let's get to it. Best ever chocolate chip cookies. For this recipe, I'm using the following: 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1 1/8 cups of almond flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, swerve dark brown sugar, 1 egg yolk, softened butter, and I'm using a powdered monk fruit sweetener. I'm going to start by sifting my almond flour, and that's just to get out any of those lumps. So once everything that can be easily sifted is done, I just take in this case, a 1/4 cup canister and just scrape the remaining almond flour through the sieve. That pretty much does it. I'll just dump the rest. Next, I'm going to take my softened butter and put it into my KitchenAid mixing bowl. To that, I'm going to add the monk fruit powdered sweetener, and I'm going to use swerve brown sugar. I'm just attaching my glaze, and I'm going to whip this together, the butter and the sugar, until it's combined. I'm using a medium speed. I'm adding in the egg yolk. Now I'm adding in the vanilla. I'm just going to slow this mixer down just a bit. So now I'm going to add in the salt and the baking soda. So I'm just going to beat this until it's pretty well combined. Now I'm going to add in the almond flour. I'm using the parchment paper to pour it in. This way it allows me to keep the mixer going. And when that's combined together, I'm going to scrape down my mixer and scrape down my beater and scrape down my bowl. Removing the mixer. Once again, I'm going to scrape down the sides of my bowl to make sure that all of the ingredients have been incorporated. The next thing I'm going to do is add in the chocolate chips. These are sugar-free chocolate chips, semi-sweet and I've used a salted caramel just because I like the taste. So I'm just going to very gently fold the chocolate chips in. Now I'll just add in the rest. There's so many chocolate chips in this cookie recipe that you don't have to worry about having any cookies that don't have chips in them. So what I have to do next is actually take a cookie scooper, 2 tablespoon cookie scooper, and form these small balls. I put them in the freezer for 30 minutes. So now I'm taking the partially frozen dough balls and I'm putting them on a cookie sheet prepared with parchment paper. Overall, I think this recipe made about 25 cookies. I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and halfway through, I'm going to rotate the pans. I can tell you that these cookies are just delicious. And if anyone really believes that they can't do a keto-friendly program simply because they would miss the desserts that they used to have, I am here to tell you that it is absolutely false. You can absolutely do this. These cookies are so good that it was hard for me to eat just one. The one thing I do have to say is when you're using almond flour instead of all-purpose flour, the cooking time temperature is going to be different. So the recipe said cook for 15 to 20 minutes, and I found that these cookies were pretty much done after 10. Beyond that, no difference. So you enjoy them too. Bon appetit.